And we're trying our best to get there. Sometimes it just doesn't get home. Teams play us differently than they play everybody else, but that's no excuse. Yeah, we just got to play our technique and win our one-on-ones and get to the quarterback.
Yeah, speak more about that. When you say teams play you guys differently, just they're throwing something at you haven't seen on film and they're getting the ball out quicker. Just what specifically are they doing?
I mean, they just get the ball out quick, play action. You know, just try and do what they can to not put their quarterback in situations where they're dropping back. You know. Yeah.
Urban, I know you want to move forward, but we didn't get to talk to a lot of you guys after the game Saturday. So one question backward again. Urban said in a game like that, he was a little surprised about the way Iowa was able to sort of control the line of scrimmage. We've seen you guys get a lot of good four-man pressure this year. It didn't seem like you got as much four-man pressure as maybe people would anticipate in a game like that. What was it that they were able to do to maybe control you guys a little bit?
They did a lot of play action, a lot of short sets, and you know, he was setting at 5 yards, and usually we pass rush upfield, went upfield, and they were trying to let us run around him and just making a quick pocket to get the ball out. So he wasn't even taking much of a drop for allowing us to pass rush, but you know, that's no excuse. They schemed us up well, and we got to get to them either way.
And then again, I'm sure whenever a team does something to you, you anticipate, well, maybe the next guy's going to do that too. So obviously Michigan State's going to do what they do. But you guys, without giving the game plan away, when something like that happens, you figure out how we're going to adjust so we can better deal with that next time?
Yeah, that's a game of football, and that's our coaching staff. They got something planned, and you know, some of the best coaches in America, and they're putting in something for the game, and we're gonna play it as hard as we can.
Michigan State has played you guys very close the last couple of years. They were 3-9 last year, and you won 9-1. What is it about them that makes them a tough matchup for you guys?
I think it's just, you know, rivalry. We got a lot of history, a lot of close games, and I don't know what exactly makes it so tough. They're a great program, tough-minded program. They train hard. They train like we do, and it's just, you know, it's a fist fight every time we play them, and that's what it's going to be like this Saturday.
You have not lost much in your career here at Ohio State. You especially have not lost like that in your career at Ohio State. What does that do to you as a player? What does that put in you as you're preparing now for this next week? How do you feel and take that going forward? Are you still pissed off about it? Or are you like, how do you use that for next week?
I think that was the 5th or 6th loss of my 4 years so far. So yeah, it definitely doesn't happen often, and we're not used to it at Ohio State. And you know, it's not just another week after a loss like that. It's a totally different mindset, totally different perspective on things. You know, the world will lie to you and tell you how good you are, and that really puts it in perspective when something like that happens. So we just got to go to work and, you know, silence the outside noise and come together as a team.
I know Taekwon used this word after the game, and so maybe it applies to people, maybe it does. He said that kind of loss was embarrassing. I mean, teams lose sometimes, right? I mean, you lose. Everybody loses sometimes, but when you lose like that, is that something more? Because we know what the guys like are here, right? We know how much you guys put into this.
Yeah, it's hard. It's obviously not going to be easy to lose by that much. You know, I've lost in heartbreakers. I've lost pretty handily. It's always harder to, you know, be so behind like that, and you just wonder what you can do in the future to not let it happen again. So,
if there's anybody, and I think this is what a lot of us in the media are trying to figure out this week, is that a kind of game that shows problems that may have existed and they didn't show up before? Or is that more just like a bad day? Sometimes teams have a bad day, and then you come back and you're really good the next week. For fans out there who are wondering about this team, is that more just a bad day, or should they be worried like, oh man, there's a lot of problems in Ohio State right now?
No, I don't think there's a lot of problems in Ohio State at all. I think they played a great game. They're a great opponent, great program, and they played better than us on Saturday, and that's all it really comes down to.
Okay. But you feel too, we didn't play our best.
We definitely didn't play our best. There's no question about that.
Yeah.